All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep, literally, into the world of an animal that is just a master of extremes. We're talking about the elephant seal, a creature that pushes the absolute limits of what's possible, both on land and way, way down in the deep sea. So let's just start with a number, because it really sets the stage for everything else. 4,000 kilograms. That's over 8,800 pounds. To put that in perspective, think about a big pickup truck. That's the kind of weight we're talking about here. And this sheer size, well, it's the key to understanding the incredible extreme life of the elephant seal. So that massive weight, it belongs to the male elephant seal. And this guy, he lives this incredible double life. You see him on land, and he can look kind of awkward, clumsy even. But the second he slips into the water, he transforms. He becomes this graceful, powerful hunter, a true master of the deep. And it's this huge contrast that makes them so fascinating. Yeah, that huge number we just talked about, that's all male. And this is where it gets really wild. The size difference between the males and females, what scientists call sexual dimorphism, is one of the most extreme in the entire animal kingdom. The bulls can weigh up to 10 times more than the females. And that one single fact, it drives everything about how they live and survive. And of course, there's the male's most famous feature, that big trunk, the proboscis. It is not just for making those deafening roars. It's an incredible piece of biological engineering. You see, the inside is designed to recapture moisture from every single breath he takes. It's like a built-in rebreather. And this is absolutely critical for surviving months on end on a beach with zero water to drink. Okay, but to really get who these animals are, we have to leave all that beach drama behind. We've got to follow them into their real home, the deep, deep ocean. This is where they spend almost all of their lives, and it's where their most mind-blowing adaptations really shine. So you gotta wonder, right? When they just vanish under the waves for months on end, how far down are they actually going? Are we talking, a few hundred feet? Or is it something more extreme? Get ready for this. The deepest recorded dive for an elephant seal is a staggering 2,388 meters. That's nearly 8,000 feet. We're talking about 1.5 miles, straight down into the crushing blackness of the abyss. That's far deeper than most military submarines can even go. It's a whole other world down there. So how on earth do they do that? Well, they're basically living, breathing submersibles. They have this whole amazing toolkit. They have a huge amount of blood, which acts like a built-in scuba tank. Their muscles are just packed with this special protein called myoglobin that holds on to even more oxygen. Then, to make it last, they can slow their heart down to just a few beats per minute and cut off blood flow to anything that's not essential. And get this, they even sleep on the job. They take these 20-minute power naps while they're just spiraling down into the darkness. So, what this all means is that the big, clumsy giant we see flopped on the beach, that's just a tiny, tiny fraction of its life. Its real life happens down in the dark, holding its breath for up to 1.5 hours, hunting squid and fish in a world that we can barely even imagine. Okay, so all that time they spend packing on the pounds in the deep sea, it's all for this. It's fuel for their other extreme life, heading back to land for the incredibly violent, high-stakes breeding season. This is where all that size and power gets put to the ultimate test. You see, for a male, this season is everything. It is absolutely all or nothing. They show up, and for up to 3 months, they don't eat, they don't drink, they don't leave. Their one and only job is to become the boss. They roar, they posture, and they get into these unbelievably brutal, bloody fights, just slamming their bodies and their calloused chests into each other. And what's the prize for all this brutality, all this fasting and fighting? It's the ultimate genetic jackpot, the harem. A single dominant male, the alpha, can win the exclusive right to mate with as many as 50 females. It is a true winner-take-all system. But, while all that male drama is going on, the females are in the middle of their own biological marathon. They arrive on the beach, they give birth, and then they have to produce what is basically nature's most powerful protein shake to get their pups big enough for the sea and fast. And just look at this to see how wild it is. Human milk is around 4% fat. Cow's milk, even less. Elephant seal milk, it can get up to over 50% fat. 50! It's so rich, people have said it's like nursing on mayonnaise or butter. It's how a pup can gain hundreds of pounds in just a couple of weeks. And this is a monumental sacrifice. The mother doesn't eat, she doesn't drink for the entire nursing period, which is about a month. She's literally pouring her own body weight, up to a third of it, directly into her single pup. It's just an incredible act of maternal investment. So you have this high-stakes competition, you have this supercharged milk, and what you get is one of the weirdest things in the animal world, the super wiener. So what is a super wiener? It's a pup, right? Just weaned off its mom, but it's gotten absolutely huge, colossal. They are the bodybuilders of the nursery, just giants among the other already huge pups. To really put this in perspective, a normal weaned pup is already a hefty 250 to 350 pounds. But a super wiener, they can weigh up to 600 pounds. So how on earth do they manage to get that big? Well, they don't get this big by playing fair. These super wieners are masters of the hustle. They're either what we call milk thieves, sneaking extra meals from females who aren't paying attention, or they pull off the ultimate con and become double mother sucklers, convincing a second mom to adopt and feed them. Okay, so you'd think this is great, right? I mean, being the biggest, baddest pup on the beach has to be a massive advantage for survival. But this is where the story takes a really strange and kind of tragic turn. Well, scientists have noticed something odd. These super wieners, they're often never seen again after they leave the beach. And the leading theory from top researchers like Daniel Costa is fascinating. They think the pups are actually too successful. They're so fat, so buoyant, that they physically struggle to dive. They can't get down deep enough to learn how to hunt for themselves. Their biggest strength, ironically, becomes their fatal weakness. So what's the big takeaway from the elephant seal's crazy life of contrasts and trade-offs? What can these giants really teach us about what it takes to survive? It all comes down to this. Their entire life is a high-stakes game of trade-offs. And males and females, they play this game with completely different rule books. The male strategy? It's high risk, high reward. Go for broke, get as massive as you can, and risk it all for one glorious season of dominance. But the female strategy? It's the long game. Play it safer, conserve energy, and try to maximize the number of breeding seasons you can survive over a whole lifetime. The elephant seal really is a master of the trade-off. It proves that survival isn't always just about being the biggest or the strongest. It's about balance. They are this incredible testament to how flexible life can be, pushing biology to its absolute breaking point just to endure. And their story really makes you wonder, when faced with the ultimate pressure, what extremes are we as a species capable of to ensure our own survival?